It was nearly midnight when I heard the knock. 3 sharp raps. Urgent, trembling, almost desperate. For a second, I thought it was the wind rattling the door, but then came her voice. Familiar. The one that used to whisper my name in the dark. "Daniel, please. It's me." My chest tightened. That voice hadn't echoed through this house in over 8 months. Not since the night she left with a single suitcase, saying she needed to find herself. I stood frozen, staring at the door as if it might vanish. Rain lashed against the windows, thunder rolling somewhere far off. I could see her silhouette through the frosted glass, drenched, shivering, clutching something close to her chest. Against my better judgment, I opened the door. She stepped inside without waiting for permission, the scent of rain and faded perfume filling the air. Her hair stuck to her face, her eyes wide and pleading. "Daniel," she said, voice cracking, "I made a mistake. I came back because you're my soulmate." For a long moment I couldn't speak. The word soulmate, the one she used to throw around like a promise, felt like glass grinding in my chest. I finally managed. "You're cold. Sit down." She obeyed quietly, dripping onto the hardwood floor, her hands twisting in her lap. I poured her tea, more out of habit than compassion. When I placed the mug in front of her, she tried to meet my eyes, but mine were somewhere else. On the empty space beside the fireplace where her photos used to hang, on the echo of nights I'd spent alone replaying her last words. "I thought you were never coming back," I said. She swallowed. "I thought I wasn't either. But I was wrong. I thought I'd found something. Someone better. But it was all a lie." Her confession landed softly like snow, but underneath was something jagged. I sat across from her, studying her face. The exhaustion, the subtle guilt beneath her trembling mouth. "So," I said slowly, "he used you, didn't he? Then ghosted you." Her head jerked up. For a second her lips parted, but nothing came out. Then her gaze fell to the floor. The silence between us said everything. The kettle whistled faintly from the kitchen, a shrill sound slicing through the quiet. I leaned back in my chair, my voice low. "I asked you once if there was someone else. You said no. You looked me in the eye and swore it. Do you remember that?" Tears welled up in her eyes, glistening like fractured glass. "I do. And I hated myself even as I said it. I thought, maybe I could make it true if I just kept saying it." Her words hung in the air, trembling with a kind of honesty that came too late to matter. "You told me," I said, "you were going on that art retreat in Portland, the one that lasted 3 weeks. Except you never painted anything, did you?" Her shoulders shook. "Please, Daniel, stop." "No," I said, voice sharper now. "You stop. Stop pretending this was fate pulling you back. You came home because he threw you away." The air between us thickened, full of rain and bitterness. She flinched like I'd slapped her. "I loved you," she whispered. "I still do." I laughed. Short, bitter, hollow. "You loved the idea of me. The safe one. The man who'd wait quietly while you decided who you wanted to be." Her eyes searched mine for mercy, for any flicker of softness. I gave her none. I remembered the nights after she left, me pacing the house, replaying every fight, every look, wondering what I'd done wrong. I'd blamed myself for her distance, for the late texts, for the vague excuses. I'd even defended her when my sister said she was probably with someone else. "Love makes fools of the faithful." "I didn't mean for any of it to happen," she said. "He made me feel seen. Like I mattered. And I didn't." "You did. But you knew me too well. He didn't. With him, I could be someone else." Her honesty was a knife dressed as truth. It hurt more because it was real. The rain softened outside, and for a moment, all I could hear was the ticking of the old clock on the wall. Each second was a reminder of time lost, of something too broken to fix. I stood walking toward the window. "So what now? You think I'll just take you back because he didn't?" She rose slowly, her voice trembling. "No. I came because I couldn't bear knowing how much I hurt you. I needed to tell you I'm sorry." "Sorry?" I turned to face her. You left me hollow. You made me question my own worth. I begged for answers and you vanished. And now you show up and call me your soulmate. She reached out, her hand hovering near mine. Daniel, please. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But I still love you. For a moment I almost believed her. The part of me that once adored her, the part that waited for months hoping for a knock like tonight's, ached to believe it. But beneath that ache was something stronger. Clarity. I looked into her tear-filled eyes and saw what I hadn't before. Not love but regret. Regret for losing comfort, not connection. Regret for being replaced, not for betraying me. I used to dream about this, I said quietly. You coming back. Telling me you made a mistake. I thought that would fix everything. Her breath hitched. And now, I said, I see it for what it is, a second betrayal dressed as closure. She broke then, sobbing into her hands. Let her. There was nothing left to say. When she finally lifted her head, her face was pale, streaked with rain and mascara. Is there any chance? She whispered. I thought about the years we'd built, the promises we made, the laughter that once filled this house. Then I thought about the nights I lay awake wondering if she was in someone else's bed. There was, I said. But you buried it. She nodded slowly, as if she'd expected that answer all along. When she walked to the door, she paused. I'll always love you, Daniel. I didn't reply. I watched as she stepped out into the rain and disappeared down the driveway. The silence that followed was almost peaceful. I turned off the light, letting the darkness settle around me. Somewhere deep inside I felt the faintest spark of relief, a quiet, painful freedom. She'd come back to find redemption. But what she gave me instead was truth. And that finally was enough.